LBT News starts now with breaking news.
And we begin with breaking news this morning. An 18-wheeler has turned over on Interstate 20. Jewel Hillary joins us live from the scene with the latest on what has happened. Jewel.
Wilson, we've been on the scene of this accident for nearly 2 hours. The 18-wheeler that overturned around 4 o'clock this morning is still on the side of the road right now. It's in this grassy area right next to these woods off of I-20 near the Edwards exit here in Warren County. Officials with the Mississippi Highway Patrol say that the driver was actually traveling westbound just before 4 o'clock this morning and somehow lost control, ended up in the eastbound lane and then on the side of the road, as you can see here. Now, we do have some video from shortly after this accident happened. It took a number of emergency officials to pull that driver from this wooded area up onto the side of the highway to help him. He was rescued, and at this point we're not sure of his condition, but when I arrived on the scene, folks were putting him into an ambulance and it seemed like he was in and out of consciousness. So we'll definitely try to get an update on his condition throughout the rest of the morning. Now, in terms of your morning commute, at some point the highway will have to be shut down or partially shut down so that a tow truck company can pull this 18-wheeler from off the side of I-20 East. Again, in Warren County near the Edwards exit. We'll definitely bring you details as they become available throughout the rest of the morning. Reporting live in Warren County, I'm Jewel Hillary, 3 on your side.
All right, Jewel, Election Day is here. And before you head to the polls, 3 is on your side with some tips. Today, folks will vote for all statewide candidates and some county seats. Make sure you know where to vote. That information is on your voter registration card. You can also contact your county clerk's office to confirm your precinct. Also, make sure to have a valid photo ID like a driver's license and review your ballot before you vote. Sample ballots are posted in each precinct and on the Secretary of State's website through the polling locator. The polls are open today from 7 until 7. And wherever you go today, there's a good chance you'll see election signs. But a name you probably haven't seen on any signs, the Democratic candidate for governor, Robert Gray. The truck driver, who hasn't run for office before, has had a limited budget to work with. Incumbent Governor Phil Bryant has had an overwhelming advantage in campaign financing funds. He spent more than $2 million, but Bryant is not taking re-election for granted.
The only candidates that I've ever seen lose when they thought they couldn't lose, thought they couldn't lose. And history's full of them.
We've had very small donations. I've been using my own money, and some few supporters have provided funds.
We're on your side with complete Decision 2015 coverage as you vote for governor and other statewide, legislative, and county officials and the proposed constitutional amendment. If you're on Twitter, be sure to tag your election tweets with the hashtag MSVotes. We've got a new poll this morning that shows just how frustrated America is with Washington, plus the most popular candidates and who's now on top. Tracy Potts has the story.
Joy and Wilson, good morning. Let's break down these numbers from the latest NBC Wall Street Journal poll. First of all, the economy. It's still the most popular issue with most voters, but they are split over whether Democrats or Republicans should be in charge here. New from our NBC Wall Street Journal poll, Americans are frustrated. Just over a quarter think we're headed in the right direction. More than half think the deck's stacked against them. Well over half would fire their member of Congress.
You can't just tell Congress, you're fired, and go to commercial break.
The biggest surprise, Ben Carson at 29%, the biggest lead of any Republican so far.
What you're seeing right now is the conservative and the outsider wing has really taken charge of the energy of the party.
Carson's leading the charge to reform the next debate.
I think there's general agreement that the last debate was a farce and that something needs to be done about it.
John Kasich, Carly Fiorina, and Chris Christie won't sign the campaign's list of demands.
I'm not one of these complainers about this, okay? Listen, I said what I thought the morning after.
Donald Trump is negotiating on his own. President Obama joked about the candidate's ire with CNBC moderators.
If you can't handle those guys, then I don't think the Chinese and the Russians are going to be too worried about you.
Jeb Bush at 8% is trying to fix his campaign. And looking at the positive-negative balance for candidates in our poll, Ben Carson's the most popular, Donald Trump the least popular. In Washington, for 3 on your side, I'm Tracy Potts.
It has now been more than a week since a single-engine plane crashed in Jackson County. Crews are still searching for more of the wreckage, as well as the 3 men who were on board. While a command post has been set up during the day at Point Park in Pascagoula, Tina Cook, the wife of one of the passengers, along with friends and family, have been combing Bellefontaine Beach, where pieces of the plane were initially found. Cook is grateful for the countless hours men and women have spent on search and recovery efforts.
And I just want these men down here just to know that if they're out here looking every day, I'm going to be out here too. And I'm going to do what I can just to support them and to try to find what I can find.
While Cook will continue to conduct her own search along the beach, she says she's also looking for answers about the crash. This morning, the University of Mississippi Medical Center is responding to the F rating it received from a medical watchdog group. The Leapfrog Group is a nonprofit independent group that graded hospitals all over the state. The hospitals were evaluated on safety problems with surgery, whether the staff follows steps to make surgery easier, and infections. They also looked at whether hospitals have the right staffing to prevent safety problems and whether the hospital uses standard safety procedures.
So the approach that was already in place before this came out was, here are areas we have opportunity for improvement, here's our baseline, here are targets we will drive to. And that internal scorecard will be up, very transparent for everyone to understand the progress we are making. By doing that, that's how these numbers will get better here too.
Out of the 33 hospitals rated in the state, UMMC was the only hospital to get an F rating. The score was issued for the fall 2015 reporting period. Happening today, Ohio voters could force state legislators to reform their marijuana laws and potentially pave the way for legal recreational use. Ohio has long been a battleground in the American political landscape, and today's vote on State Issue 3 would amend the state's constitution to allow citizens 21 and older to use up to 1 ounce of marijuana recreationally. It would also allow medical marijuana for those who get a prescription from a doctor. Let's head outside now at 6:07 for a live look at Metro traffic. This is I-55 at the Waterworks curve, and as you can see, traffic's moving along fine through there. You can see the fog on the horizon as well. We do have that accident on Interstate 20 eastbound near Edwards, where Jewel Hillary has been reporting live on an 18-wheeler that turned over. That's causing some delays there. Again, I-20 eastbound near Edwards. But other than that, it's all clear traffic-wise in the immediate metro area. Let's check in with First Alert meteorologist Julia Wyden now to get more on that fog and the temperatures and what else is going to be happening today.
Yeah, when it comes to that fog, we're seeing that mainly in the northern part of the state. All of us, though, have warm temperatures this morning. Typically, this time of year, we're in the upper 40s and low 50s. We're waking up this morning in low and mid 60s. I mentioned that fog to you. I want to give you just a quick little peek at what's going on at a couple spots of your commute. Let's take you over to the I-20 bridge in Vicksburg. Doesn't look too bad over there. We are seeing some areas of fog. County Line Road, though, nice and clear, so easy going for the folks in that direction. More in the forecast next.